Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the BG Show. I am here to talk about the new DC movie Blue Beetle, which came out today. I just got out of it, and I am very happy to report that I really dug this movie. So, new format of these reviews. Now that I have 10 minutes, I usually did 3 minutes non-spoiler review video and 3 minute spoiler review. I'm just going to do it all in this video, so I'm going to start non-spoiler thoughts, and then I'm going to break and give you a spoiler warning. If you want to keep going, you could. So here is my non-spoiler review. So as I posted in a video about a week ago where I defended this movie, I was kind of excited going in but frustrated. I know this movie's probably not going to make that much money, and I know it's already getting ripped on just because of the time period we're in, but I was optimistic. I was just hoping that this movie would be, just good CGI, entertaining, maybe make me laugh a little bit. I just was hoping it's not going to be bad, because if it's bad, I can't defend it. But the thing that it is that was the most important was I was hoping it'd be a charming movie, and that's exactly what it is. That's the word I would use to describe this movie, charming. I think it is a perfect superhero movie for the summer. It's the perfect family movie. But it's entertaining enough. The jokes were surprisingly very adult at times, and it really caught me off guard that were like legitimately funny. I was expecting, the jokes. I guess we're just programmed, maybe from some of the MCU movies, to like not expect funny humor. Some of the jokes didn't land, but some were really funny, especially from the sister. So I thought that was good. The most important part is the suit cool? Yes. Was the CGI good? Yes. The score of the movie was shockingly good. It was kind of like almost more epic than the movie at times. It was a little bit repetitive, but it was just like this one beat that they just kept playing over and over that I think really worked. It was good to get an origin story. I'm going to keep saying MCU because that's the bulk of the movies we're getting right now, but it's been a while since we've gotten like a legitimate origin story. The movie that I really liked since Endgame is Shang-Chi, and this movie kind of reminded me of that, the first half of Shang-Chi before it got kind of into the magic stuff. A lot of really good hand-to-hand combat. I thought the suit was great. If you're a fan of Blue Beetle, I thought they did it really good justice in live action. I thought it looked really good. And another thing I think they did good, and this is really important, is the scenes where there wasn't a suit were really entertaining and meant something. So they showed how to budget. This movie was budgeted very well. I'm not sure how much money was spent, but you pump all the money into the suit scenes, and then the scenes with the family are cheap. It's just people talking, but because the writing is good, you don't notice it. So that's what these superhero movies have to do. They have to work in some regular scenes that are cheap. Instead of trying to do action, and everything kind of looks mediocre, make a few minutes look really good, and then have, kind of mix in scenes where people are just talking in rooms that are really cheap. I absolutely think this actor should play him, from Cobra Kai, should play him going forward in the DCU. I don't really care how you tie it in, but he played the character extremely well. He played him how you would expect him to be played. Without giving up too much away. The movie wasn't too big. It was very tight movie. It wasn't, I want to say grounded, but it wasn't too many characters. You knew the stakes at all times. Everything kind of made sense for a superhero movie. So yeah, it's not I don't want to get your hopes too high. It wasn't like the greatest movie ever. I don't want to put it on like Winter Soldier, Civil War, or Dark Knight. It's not like that. But I thought this was a great movie for Blue Beetle. It almost felt like kind of DC's version of an MCU movie, if that makes sense. DC is kind of obsessed with being dark and gritty. This was kind of a lighter tone, but at the same time, people died. There was some cursing, like you heard shit, I think asshole, and not like, no one said like fuck or anything, so obviously not like that, but the movie was adult at times. A lot of cliches that we've seen in movies before, but I think that's okay. It was comic accurate. I don't want to give away why, but there was one part specifically that if you're a fan of the Blue Beetle comic books, I think you'll appreciate and really played good homage to. So that's my non-spoiler review. If you're not a comic book fan, I don't think you have to rush to see it, but I think it deserves to be supported. If you're Mexican or a Spanish speaker, I think you're going to like it even more. There's a lot of Spanish dialogue in this movie with a lot of English subtitles. Maybe the most I've ever seen in a movie. So if you're a fan of that, you'll like this. But if you're a fan of DC Comics, obviously go see it. If you're a fan of Blue Beetle, obviously go see it. I just thought it was a really solid movie. Not every movie has to be an event movie. This is a win for DC. It's a solid movie. It might not make money, but I don't think that matters. No one's going to remember the box office, but if this is a good movie, that's what they're going to remember, and they're going to put on HBO Max. And I think people might not go see it, but if they watch it on HBO Max and they know it's good, that's good for the brand. So that's my non-spoiler review. This is my official spoiler warning. Do not go forward if you do not want any spoilers. Alright guys, spoiler review. So there's not, I guess not a ton to spoil. I guess the main bad guy is kind of a woman, like a corporate woman, I think played by Susan Sarandon, who it's kind of funny. She kind of she almost is acting like she's in a porno slash soap opera at times. I mean, it's kind of hilarious, but she's not the most menacing villain. Basically, she wants a Scarab to build a super army of all these soldiers. So, like I said, there's cliche parts, but that's fine. That's not why I'm at the movie. He gets the Scarab because he pretty much, finds this girl right over here. I forgot her name, who is the niece, and she's trying to steal the Scarab and gives it to him. That's how the movie kind of starts. So, there's not a ton to spoil. I mean, George Lopez is his uncle. It's pretty funny. Kind of the turning point throughout the movie is his father dies. His father dies, and they kind of almost do like a Black Panther thing where he sees his father in the afterlife and he gives him a speech. And surprisingly, these scenes hit. You think they'd be kind of corny, but they kind of hit. There's a lot of nods to Spanish television, Spanish radio. So if you pick up on these references, you'll probably like it even more. I thought the fight halfway through the movie was really, really good. Like I said, in some of these movies where in outer space, it's good to get fights on Earth. With these exoskeleton suits, I thought were really cool. I'm trying to think of other spoilers. There weren't a ton of spoilers to the DCU. I mean, so no one else shows up. No other characters show up, which isn't too surprising. The world that they're in is kind of like it looks like Miami. I forgot the name of it, but it's basically a futuristic Miami. It's kind of funny. It almost looks like they took Miami and Havana and like put them right next to each other with just like a river between them. So it's kind of made up, but you can tell that they're supposed to be in like a Miami type city. And in terms of other spoilers, I mean, other than his father dying, there's not a ton. It's just really good. The jokes are funny. So the one, Ted Cord is the girl on the poster's father, who's the original not the original Blue Beetle, he's the second Blue Beetle, but the main Blue Beetle, who was kind of DC's main Blue Beetle before having Reyes, did not have superpowers, which is comic accurate. He used technology, which is comic accurate, and so they kind of paid homage to his original suits, and they even gave him, I don't even know what you call it, almost like his own giant beetle plane thing. I mean, I'm sure there's a name, but I'm not as knowledgeable in his stuff. So I thought it was cool. So if you're a fan, that's comic accurate. So you can tell they gave a shit with this movie. This actor really, really deserves to be, I think, this character going forward. And yeah, I just can't believe how good this movie was. It was really, really solid. There were some cringe parts. I wish it was shorter. It was over 2 hours. It was about 2 hours and 5 to 7 minutes. If it was like an hour and 50, hour 45, I think it would have been better. But as a DC fan, I'm very happy. Give me these smaller movies of these characters, because no one's gonna watch the Justice. So if you don't make movies like this, no one's gonna know who Blue Beetle is. You could put him in the animated shows a trillion times. Casual fans aren't going to know. So this is my spoiler review, guys. It's great to have 10 minutes to do these. If you've watched to this far in this whole thing, I really appreciate it. That's a long time to be watching me. So I like this format a lot more. I'm hopefully going to be doing these a lot more in the future, getting you longer reviews in one place. If you could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'll be posting also long-form content and some other stuff, some of my favorite scenes. And thanks, guys, for watching. As always, I'll see you on the next one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But go see Blue Beetle. I really liked it. Final rating, I think I have to go like 7.5 out of 10. So that's my Blue Beetle rating. And as always, guys, see you on the next one.